Hi there. So here we are on part two of my journey, the journey regarding the distal tendon bicep break that I had now 4 or 5 weeks ago. So this is beginning of 2 days into the beginning of week two of my recovery, and as you can see, if you've seen the first video, I now have the bandage off. I have the sling off, and my arm is free. I'm free. So a week ago I went to the surgeon and he took all the dressings off, had a look at the wound. I don't know if you can see that. It's pretty minimal now. It's a long rather than transverse wound. I've been applying the silicone scar cream to that, so that's kind of taken that down, but no issues on that whatsoever. And from taking that dressing off, which was 1 week post-surgery, and coming out of that sling, I must admit I was a little bit trepidatious about movement and what I can do. And their basic advice was, look, just lay off lifting. You can use it for basic functions, for shaving, brushing teeth, if you're left-handed obviously, all sorts of basic things that, dressing, etc. That's all fine. You can shower with it pretty much straight away, so no need to keep it bagged up and all that sort of stuff. But basically, don't push it. I was due to see a physio at the hospital the next day to give me more guidance as to what I could do. So I was pretty excited, actually. I was pretty excited. As soon as that came off, he said I could have that thing off and I didn't need to be in the sling. That was a massive relief. 1 week post surgery. So I went along to the physio the next day, and to be honest, I was because I'm a qualified PT as well as the other things I do. I was pretty underwhelmed with what they were able to give me. I know it's the National Health Service, so maybe my expectations were a little bit high, but the physio I got didn't really understand what was going on, and I had to explain to her what the injury was and also what I was expecting. She'd never dealt with this before, so I very quickly assumed that she really wasn't going to give me much more than I already knew. So I was possibly going to have to source the physio privately, which I've subsequently done. So that's okay. But what we're really looking at here is, according to my surgeon anyway, a 3-month protocol. So 3 months to get back to near full strength, which for me is outstanding, considering what I've seen from other guys on the web who have had a sort of a more conservative approach as far as their surgeons and consultants are concerned, are looking at 6 to 12 months before any sort of lifting is concerned. With this type of operation, which uses the endo button to reattach the tendon, you're pretty strong from the moment. I'm not obviously going to push it until I'm given the go-ahead to do so. I'm going to be very strict, strangely for me. I'm going to go against my usual sort of I gotta get it done now sort of attitude. But I'm pretty cool. So restrictions are off the bat. Well, when this first came off, I was having real problems turning the hand out straight. So with the arm out straight, turning it was really hurting. Along the wrist and the forearm for whatever reason. Maybe it was the injury site through the bone that was being referred down. So that was causing a problem with turning. But now I'm able to turn it. So this is a week on. That's pretty good. I was also having a problem bringing it upwards, so the flexion towards the shoulder. But now I can bring it up. I've been bringing it up, guiding it up throughout the day, gently, not forcing it, never going beyond a point of pain. And the same with that action there, supporting it. It's much easier if you support your wrist down and turn it over. Try not to go too hard on it. You got to just being conservative, and then slowly just backing off, giving yourself some rest, and it seems to come through. That motion does seem to come through, and the flexion seems good as well. There are some advantages to this, folks. There really are. What I can say is my cardio's gone through the roof. I'm able to run with this, and because I'm not doing the same amount of weight training or gymnastic work that I've been doing. I have lost about, say, 7 to 10 pounds of muscle over this past 5 weeks. That's what happens, you know. Which means that when I go for a run now, my times are down, you know, 20, 30, 40 seconds per kilometre. So I'm recording some great times. So there are some positives to this. I'm really looking forward to seeing my private physio today to get that protocol, that exercise protocol in, because I want to get going on that as soon as possible, so that I'm you know getting back to full fitness ASA. But what I can say is that, you know, so far it's been nowhere near as bad as I thought it was, and pain wise, no. Yeah, sure, you know, moving this thing around too much too soon, or with the flexion, or trying to lift anything heavy, etc. You know, you are going to cause these muscles and ligaments and tendons to strain after being forced through injury to rest, and that's going to cause you some issues. I did try some grip strengthening moves with the grippers and the expanders, etc. And although that didn't seem to hurt at the time, the next couple of days the pain was being, you know, it was referring a little bit up through the forearm. So I would tend to lay off till you're given something by your physio or the all clear from the surgeon. But there we are. So, you know, it's all good. Muscle wastage. Not sure if you can see this arm. It has, obviously, it's lessened down compared to. Let's bring it up to the other arm. You can see it's lost a little bit of mass. It's not massive, and you know, I'm not the biggest guy in the world anyway. What I have been doing though, I have been working out with weights. Kettlebells, TRX, ab moves, some one-arm gymnastic type moves. I have been doing that all on my right arm because I've been researching and told that the neural adaptations or that will transfer across, hopefully, to minimise as much as possible the muscle mass loss on this side. So, you know, keep working that other side, and you know, and concentrate on those areas that you can work on, like the cardio. You know, like the strength endurance, the leg work, you know, particularly. So, you know, just bear with it. Just be patient. It will come back. All is not lost. Don't believe too many of the scare stories that you hear on the web. It will come through. So what I'll do now, I'll sign off now. There's not really a lot more I'll tell you. And if you've got any questions, anything more you want to know about any of the things that I'm doing in the background, you know, whether it's supplements, food, all that sort of stuff, rest, painkillers, all that kind of thing, which I've been taking virtually none of, by the way. Just put them in the comments below, and I'll get back to you. But for now, folks, that's pretty much it. I'll touch base again in a few weeks, so you can see how the progress is going. And that's it. So take care. See you later.